New year, new me. Let's talk about that. So turn back the clock a year, 2 years. At this point, social media is flooded with the same sentiment. New year, new me. Now I'm pretty sure we're all aware of the phrase. It's the promise that we will change, we will be better. Now I've taken issue with that phrase myself for a number of years. I've asked the questions, if something needs to change, why wait until the first of the new year? Or, more importantly, why do we need to change at all? What is it in our lives that has gone so far one way that we need to get back on track somehow? But why has it become such a craze? Why do we feel that we have to change? But more importantly, what's happened in 2020? Because right now, at this point, where I've stated social media would typically be flooded with new year, new me, it isn't. In fact, it's all but nowhere to be seen. But to answer my first question, one of the reasons that people love the phrase, that people use it a lot, I believe, is because as people, we like routine, we like order. From birth, we have been given a routine as to when we eat, when we sleep. School, education gives us a routine, work gives us a routine, and having the opportunity to create a new you gives you the control over your own life, to give you a new routine, to let you take that level of control back, to give something another go, yes, but to do it in a way that suits you. But why does it have to start in the new year? Of 365 days, why on the 1st of January do we start to make these changes? Especially when the new year is already filled with a lot of pressure. I mean, some may be waking up hungover on the 1st of the month, the 1st of the year, and potentially sleep deprived from the fact that we stay awake until midnight, or some stay awake until midnight to see the new year in. New Year also brings with it a whole wealth of its own pressures. We are sometimes facing financial difficulty, debt, because of the over-commercialised holiday that is Christmas. We've splashed out on family and friends, and now we're seeing the repercussions of it in January. Not only that, some people might feel the guilt of the fact that they've allowed themselves to overindulge a little bit over the Christmas break, because no matter where you go in January, there will be new gym gear, new fitness equipment, new diet routines, new gym memberships, because the pressure is put on us to make us feel like we need to be better in the new year. And I think that's a flaw in itself. We add the pressure of new year, new me. But what if it goes wrong? What do we do? Like a New Year's resolution, what do we do if we don't achieve it? Do we pause? Do we take it to the year after? Do we just simply forget about it? Is New Year, New Me simply something that we go along with? Maybe there are things that we like to change about ourselves, but what happens if we don't manage that? Do we beat ourselves up? Or do we just crack on? Do we try again? Or do we always have to have a new me every year? Recreating, reinventing a new part of ourselves. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for people making changes in their lives. I think we can all agree none of us are perfect, and we might all want to do something a little bit different year to year, month to month, week to week. That being said, where's it all gone this year? Well, I think there's one reason that I don't see it around as much anymore, and that's the fact that we've been in a global pandemic. I think the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of isolations we've been in, those quarantining, etc., we have started to develop new ways of doing things that are now becoming the norm. 2020 has in itself challenged us to be a new me, a new you. We're doing things differently. And I think we've come to accept that. But what we do seem to crave a lot of in 2020 is returning to normality. The way things were before, the ability to go on holiday and travel, the ability to see friends and family. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. But there are certain things that 2020 has taught us that we should not go back to. 2020 has brought a lot into light. The difference between the classes is more apparent than ever before. The North-South divide in the UK, Black Lives Matter. 2020 has brought a lot to the front, and if we return to normal, we return to a time where some of those things were okay. We don't want to do that. To return to normal is not enough. We need to return to a new normal, a new way of working, a new way of doing things, a new way of living our lives. A pandemic should not just mean that we return to the way things were before. We should move forward and do something new. That's my thoughts on New Year, New Me. That's my thoughts on what 2020 has done to the old facade. If you are changing something in 2020, fantastic. And to all of you, I wish you a happy and healthy new year. Take care of yourselves. I'll speak to you soon.